Yo, welcome to the docket. I am your host, Bob Mata. We're going to try this breaking news thing. And I'm actually like a little bit late to this one. Apparently, what's going on right now is absolute rap mogul producer Sean Diddy Combs is having a couple of his cribs raided by the feds, namely Homeland Security. It looks like his spot in Miami is currently being raided, and it also looks like his spot in LA is being raided simultaneously, which is always interesting. TMZ is reporting that the raid in Miami is going down. Let's see what they're saying. What a dump. What an absolute dump that place is. Hmm, there. Oh boy. All right, so here's what I'm not gonna do. I'm not gonna do what that lady just did. I have no idea why they're raiding his spots. I know what I know for a fact is that the warrant came out of New York, out of Manhattan, and I'm assuming it's out of federal court because they've raided a couple of different spots, and it's the feds. So, in terms of throwing around and speculating what it's going to be, I mean, you can jump on Google or TMZ and figure that out, what they're saying. I mean, you just heard what she thinks it is. And a lot of people think that it's related to something related to either these sexual assault lawsuits that are popping up and that he's settling. There's all this other stuff with. I'm not gonna even speculate because I don't know what it is. That's not my game. That's not my game. I don't know what it is. All we know right now, and this is gonna be a short update. Like my people and my my moderators, like you need to get on and update. All we know right now is that billionaire rap mogul, producer, longtime G, like an OG in the rap game, huge money guy. His houses are currently being raided by the federal government, including Homeland Security. And we're talking about his houses in both Miami and LA. And I can just tell you, when the feds are raiding you, it's serious. And I can also tell you that when the feds raid you and they're starting a case or trying to develop a case, that it could take years for them to get that case ready to go to trial. So just because we're seeing a raid now does not necessarily mean that he's being arrested at the moment. That could take a minute. The feds are very deliberate in terms of what they do and how they operate. They do not rush into cases. You've got, you know, AUSAs, which are assistant US attorneys that are very bright that, if you look at what their conviction rates and I don't know that he's getting arrested. I'm putting the cart before the horse, even saying that. But typically with an arrest, unless you're Donald Trump and that arrest, when they raided his spot, they were trying to get back, all the images that they were claiming or seeing if he had the images that they were claiming that he took from the White House. This is a little different. This is a lot different. This is a raid on a high profile, high money guy's house that the world all knows. So obviously, people are going to want answers. And I am not willing in any way, shape, or form to speculate as to why they're in there. I have not seen a copy of the warrant, which means I have not seen a copy of the affidavit, which would, of course, list the reasoning and the probable cause that they gave a judge to get into these two properties. Um, so as far as I know, that's all we know right now. That the feds are there, they're staged here at this location that we're looking at here, and we don't know what's going on. But what we can be guaranteed of is it's a really, really big story that's about to break. And we just have no idea what it is. So I think oh, you couldn't hear the audio? All right, good. I'm glad because she was like speculating in terms of what they were claiming that they have no idea. None of these news people have any idea. Uh wait, I have no audio. Can you guys hear me? No audio. Where is Allie? Allie's working, Bella B. That's where Allie is. Like she's got to get that thing done. You guys can hear me though, right? Okay. All right, good. I'm getting confused. Uh and Bella B, Allie doesn't help me at all with the tech side. Quite the contrary. We're like no, she's probably better at it than me. All right, so that's all I got on the P Diddy thing. Like as more information comes in, I will definitely jump on and let you know what's up. Like the news clip was just saying there's feds walking around and they started speculating that it had to do something with the like a sexual, some kind of sexual, I don't know. They weren't calling it I guess a trafficking ring is what they were calling it. I'm not willing to say that. Like, so that's what they said. That's not what I'm saying. So like I don't know what it is. Like I don't like speculating. It's not my thing. Like I don't like I have no idea until I see what the warrant is. It sounds like Homeland Security, Boomer. It was Homeland Security in there. All right, like so I don't know why you couldn't get the volume on this, to be honest with you. None of my mods are back here helping me with the, with the tech. So this is what you get. You get audio or video with no audio of a news clip that by the time I have the morning drop going, all my people are going to be on here like running all this shit because I can't do it. Like I just want to report and kick knowledge and throw facts at you, and I don't want to have to deal with any of the tech side of it. Um, yeah, she is a hawk on the comments, though, Bella Bay, but I definitely don't agree. Like I always want her here, but let's not act like I'm useless. 'Cause I'm definitely not useless. So that's it. Plus, she really is just trying to get this thing done. That's the bottom line. I'm just trying to make excuses. I'm ready for her. Okay, and then obviously a couple things. The case that never see. Oh, there's Mandy. I can't get the noise to work on there, Mandy. Like I can't get the sound on that clip, so I don't know what the deal is. I don't know why that would be. It's not that interesting anyway. Like there's nothing going on. They're kind of milling about around the property, and I don't even think that like I think that they're in there, but not to the extent where when they first did the raid, that's when all the feds are super excited about it. They're all in there like, "Oh, let's go." Oh, see, they're saying authorities are leaving. They don't know. Yeah, so they're not saying anything. They're talking about how the cops are moving around, that the feds are moving around, and that Humphrey Bogart's property was in this, super prestigious neighborhood. Yeah. Ooh, New York released a statement. What'd they say? Oh, Dizzy sent me docs. All right. Where'd Dizzy send it? Discord? So they're saying that there's closer to about 100 feds. You got guys obviously in suits. You've got guys in, obviously military type garb, with the weapons, but it doesn't appear that they've entered the house at this point. It looks like they're basically positioning themselves, and typically what that means, if they haven't gone in there, they still could be waiting for the warrant to hit. Because as you guys know, if you watch my channel, you have to have um, specificity in the warrant. Like, you've got to tell the judge what you're looking for. It's not a free for all in there. So they're saying when they got there that they took some people out in cuffs, but we don't know if they're under arrest. We don't know if they were just trying to clear the house, get everybody out so they could conduct the search. That place is really a dump, though. Oh, I'm so glad we can't hear this woman talking. This is like the kind of shit that I can't stand. That's all we know. That's all we know is that there's evidence of a probable cause. That they had enough probable cause to get warrants. That's all we know about this. Everybody's just speculating. Where's Diddy? That's what I want to know. Does he go by Diddy or Puffy now? Does he still a Puffy, or is he just Diddy? I don't know. I don't know. The Miami feds came in by boat. Yeah. Wow. He's Diddy, huh? What they keep saying is that they don't know what they're looking for. They do, but they keep presuming that it's part of a sex trafficking investigation. That's like a huge leap for the news to be making. I don't know. I mean, he's definitely getting sued civilly. That doesn't turn into criminal, though. All right, let me see. Oh, they got that drone up there. They got the drone. Oh, they're trying to line up an interview with the director of Homeland Security. I'm gonna guess that's 0% chance that that's happening. However, I think at some point they'll have a press conference to try to let people know because the news media's heads are exploding. All right, Lauren Elizabeth apparently related to some indictment in New York federal court. Like this, so we know this warrant's coming out of. We definitely know it's coming out of New York. This warrant, so that could be interesting. Whatever that is, whatever is coming out of New York. Wow, that woman kept trying to cut poor old Haley off there. She's like, "Okay, Haley, okay, you're not telling us anything, Haley." All right, so that's basically where we're at with this thing right now. Um, Again, Sean Puffy Combs, his spots in LA and Miami have been raided by the federal government. Why? We don't know. We know that the warrant came out of Manhattan, which is down in the Southern District down there. And at this point, that's all we know. There's all kinds of speculation, which I'm not going to do. Homeland Security, they don't know. Like, who says it's for tax fraud? I have no idea what it is. Like, Poppy, if you know something I don't know, let the folks in the chat know. But I don't know what it's for because I haven't seen the warrants yet, and I'm hearing all kinds of stuff. And like I said, that's not my game. I don't know what I don't know what they're looking for. It could be anything. Could be anything. Like I saw somebody say it could be the revenge of you know, of ghosts gone by. I mean, is it Tupac coming back for his revenge? I mean, who knows? I don't know what it is. Could be anything. It's like my 17-year-old daughter keeps telling me about the Illuminati and all the shit they're doing. And she's like in some weird rabbit hole and I can't pull her out of it. And I have no idea what it's about. So that is our Sean Puffy Combs update for the day. And look, I mean, something's going down. Clearly, something major's going down. And like I was saying, the way that the feds operate is very deliberately. And very methodically. They're slow. They're in no hurry. They're in no hurry to do anything. When they lock a case down, they lock it down so that they are going to get a conviction on that case and or get that person to plead out. They operate in a completely different fashion than the state government, state law enforcement agencies. Completely different. It's like it's the big leagues and the minor leagues. Frankly, when you're talking about these two different types of entities with respect to the federal government compared to state, whatever this is, this could take a hot minute after the searches, for them to comb through. They know what they're looking for. We don't, so if they find what they're looking for, they're going to start building their case. So, if I'm P. Diddy, I'm not feeling great about it. You know what I mean? It's like I'm not feeling great. I'm not feeling great that the feds have raided all my cribs. Like I'm not feeling great about it, no matter what it is. And, I'm assuming he'll come on somewhere and be like, "Oh, yeah, that's all bullshit." I'm not worried about that. Yes, only Allie can win about like, Allie will take him down. She might get dinged because sometimes she says bad words and the judges get mad at her. But she wins her cases, so, it's a wash. All right, y'all. Okay, so that's our Sean Combs update. A lot of stuff going on with Delta. And I have to warn you guys, it is my kid's spring break. I am leaving here tomorrow, going up to the Wisconsin Dells to enjoy some time with my kids. And I might do a live. I'm talking about going live with Jay, my boy Shaming at Jay tomorrow. Because he's like, I'm going to be trying to cover as much of. I'll be sitting in with him, and we'll be dual streaming the trial of Chad Daybell, also known as the Storm, also known as Shit Pants, also known as Child Killer. All those things. He's that guy. Lori Vallow's husband, and we know what happened with her. I feel very confident about calling him all those names because he is all those names, and he's the guy who I actually think was doing the deed. So I'm super anxious for him to go down, because we know the evidence. Like, this isn't where I'm like, yes, he's presumed innocent. Yes, of course he is, but we also know what their case is going to be to a certain extent. Other than the fact that Lori kind of wasn't even there when a lot of these things were going down, and she was convicted. Well, he was there, and they found these beautiful kids buried on his property. So I feel pretty good about the chances of him getting convicted. So yeah, that's starting. But Jay is doing something tomorrow night, and depending on what my Wi-Fi is like, I will be trying to jump on with him tomorrow evening for a little bit. All right, Bob, you may want to mention that the allegations against Diddy in the past few months. Yeah, I mean, I put him in there, Poppy. Like, he's got a lot of basically sexual assault allegations that are popping up on him. I don't know that, but those are civil. You know what I'm saying? Like, like a lot of those are civil. Like, he's settling those. I don't necessarily know if that's what this is about. Like, that's the only reason I'm trying not to mix what these things are, because I don't know what this is, and I don't know that it's related to those allegations that are popping up. I mean, he apparently sounds like he's one of those bad dudes who is sexually assaulting women and taking advantage of them, and is paying them money so that they don't move forward with criminal charges. That's what it sounds like. I know that he's settled, um, but the sex trafficking, I don't know. I see it. This is a whole different thing. I'm not like, I don't speculate. I'm not gonna. Poppy, you want to put it in there? Put it in the chat. I don't know what it is because we don't have the warrant. If I had the warrant, I'd be happily talking about it. But until we know what it is, I'm not willing to say why they're in here because I have no clue, and I'm not going to speculate. That's all that ever does is get people in trouble when they speculate. I mean, shit, I like accidentally give a wrong fact, and the world catches fire, and it's like I got to come back and like fix it in like 10 minutes. Otherwise, it's like catastrophic. So I'm not willing to say anything until I know what's what. As far as the case that never sleeps, you guys obviously know more filings today. Some interesting ones, a couple of interesting ones. I'm not going to go through them on this live, but there's some interesting stuff that came out. Additionally, David Hennessy started a crowdfund, which is so sad that this guy has to crowdfund to get money to hire experts. And not, this isn't, Joanne, don't make me come get you. So as far as, the resources that they're trying to get, essentially what happens is that in a federal case, I'm sorry, in a case like this where you've got the state that gets allotted X amount of dollars, so McClelland had a bunch of money, and they said, I think Sleuthie was throwing out about 2.1 million he was allotted. as a budget for this case. So he's not going to have any issue getting his experts. So as he starts sending over his notice to the defense in terms of who his experts are, they then say, "Oh, okay, I just, at that point they're going to the judge and they're saying, "All right, look, I need to get experts for our guy to offset those experts that they just told us about," which is what's going on here. So they got late disclosures from the state in terms of witnesses they're going to be calling, and the defense said, "All right, well, we need to be able to counter that." And the judge said, "Oh, well, no, I'm not going to let you do that." And so she basically cut off the funding. I think that they had received money for um I think they had a forensic psychologist. Think they got some money for, and I think they got something for the geo tracking. So for phones and a psych expert, and that's it. And then when they try to go, and just so you understand, like when you pay a retainer to an expert, that's just the beginning. That's to say, okay, yeah, I'm going to work with y'all, and boom, then the bill starts, and you have to pay for them. If at some point they're going to have to prepare a report, if you're going to have them testify, they're going to have to prepare a report more likely than not. I mean, sometimes we tell the experts to hold off on preparing a report until we know what they come back with, because if they prepare a report, it's got to be turned over to the state. If they don't, and you don't like what they come back with, and they say, "Oh yeah, your guy's a shitbag," you're like, "Oh well, thanks, man. We're good. We're gonna move on to a different expert." So, like in terms of getting that report, that's going to cost money, and then obviously, if they're going to have their expert at trial, that obviously is going to cost money. So that's kind of what's going on with this. And so there was a crowdfunding, which if you go on my Twitter, and they might throw it on here, even though I gave them no notice. But if you go on defense_diaries, you could definitely, if you have any interest in people getting fair trials in this country, that's what this is about. This isn't everybody pounding their fists on the table saying Richard Allen's innocent. I have no idea. I feel like, based on what I've seen in his response by his attorneys, that he leans innocent, that case leans innocent. Like, that's just how I feel about it. That being said, and I say this all the time, but people just can't seem to understand it. They just can't seem to grasp the fact that we have to wait till trial. None of us know anything. The pro guilt, the pro innocent, none of us know anything until it goes to trial and all the evidence is presented and vetted. That is when we know. When those two things happen, then we know. But like I know what I feel, at least in terms of going into it. It's not a GoFundMe. Again, if you go to defense_diary, I posted it, the link in there. I think it was my first post from this morning. And it's doing well. It was clunky. Like when it came out, people were like, "Is this legitimate?" And I knew it was legitimate, but it's when you see it, you'll understand. Like it looked like it was like created in, I don't know, like I did it. It's like super low tech, except, and I think that there were things that were written in there that were inaccurate. One that I know, because he is a licensed uh pharmaceutical technician, okay, but he's not a pharmacist. And it had both those things in there. So you had contradictory information in there. And then, people are like, "Oh, it's showing Hennessy's address is different than what it's showing online." And which was true. Like if you go online, he's got a Wabash ash, but he's in retire. So ultimately, I was messaging Hennessy. I'm like, "Look, man, like people don't think this thing is real. You got to draft a letter on your letterhead and just let people know that it's real." So he was kind enough to do that. And I posted that as well. Because you never know in this day and age. You have zero idea who is scamming you. So like I wanted people to know, because especially how it appeared, and they used like kind of a bad picture of Alan. So, so when you've got this combination of inaccurate things, and like I'm trying to tell people, I'm like, "Look, this isn't the pounding on the table. He's innocent, get him out of jail. He's of course presumed innocent. What this is that anybody who's following this case has to be concerned with how due process is working here and whether or not this guy is getting the opportunity to have a fair trial. It feels like a railroad. That's all I can say. It feels like a railroad job to me. And it looks like a railroad job to me. And when the judge is shutting them down from being able to get money for experts, and they're trust me, they're not asking for anywhere near the 2.1 million that Nick was given to prosecute this case. And granted, it's his burden. He's got more to do. But like we're talking like a pittance in compared to that is what the defense is asking for. They're not asking for hundreds of thousands of dollars. It's like they're just not. They're asking for modest amounts, and the judge would probably be saying, all right, I need to know how much they bill per hour, what what you want them to do, all that kind of stuff, and then evaluate it. And she's just not giving them the money. So, I mean, you can't imagine there's any defense team in the country that wants to be going to the people hat in hand, having to ask for money to get experts in a case so that we can have a fair trial. Because you understand, again, everything that happens, if he is the guy, if Rick Allen is guilty of this and the state's able to prove it, and all this shit went down and the dude didn't get a fair trial, we're doing it all again. The families are going through it all again. And no one wants that. If he's innocent and he's not getting a fair trial and he's being railroaded, no one wants that. Like, no one wants that. We just want to have a fair trial so that we can have the thing shake out, however it may shake out. I mean, that's the point of this. This isn't like if you say, oh, you know what? I'm going to donate some money, because Rick Allen's free, innocent guy. Like, he's an innocent dude. We don't know that. We just don't, like, that's not what the point of this is. And I want it to be very, oh yeah, sorry. Mandy could have put me up full blown. I feel like Mandy's like cooking dinner for the kids, handling like life shit. Yeah, I forgot to, let me see. It'll pop me up big. If I can ever get to my screen here. All right. Okay, stop sharing. All right, sorry about that. I'm glad I saw that comment. So yeah, so that, like, I just want to be clear what the fundraiser is about. I didn't start it. Like, there were a lot of people in our chat the other night that I think really kind of like planted that seed. And I think that I like to think that was part of the inspiration of why this thing got started. I'm not the one who organized it. But I am, oh, there's Mandy. But I do feel like, I hope that we, the people in the chat, that was part of the inspiration, because, and frankly, it's amazing to me that people are willing to do it. And it shows me that people give a shit about our country, people give a shit about our rights. That it means a lot to me. It makes me know that I'm not screaming into the void, because there's those people that have no idea what I'm talking about because they don't listen, and then they assume they know what I'm talking about. Shit. So Mandy, is that you making that horrifically loud, like that noise in my ear? It's really loud in my ear. It scares me every time. As a matter of fact, I hate that particular noise so much, I'm gonna ask that we get rid of it. Yeah. She's cruising. All right. So, but if you guys can check it out, I don't know if y'all, my mods put it in the chat if anybody is interested in donating. Oh my God, hold on. Do you guys keep hearing it? Do people keep giving money, or does Mandy keep doing that just to be an amazing person? Yeah, I don't know. It doesn't like it. I can't. It's like I'm trying to battle. I don't know if that's it or not. All right. So yeah, check that out. And if you're so inclined, please make sure that you go ahead and you donate a little where you go. And all right, I don't know. I don't know what that noise is. Like I can't tell which one it is, but I hate it. All right. Okay, so that's it. Super impromptu live. Wanted to check out what was going on with Diddy. I told Mandy, I'm like, I don't know what I'm going to say. Like they're raiding the dude's house. Okay. We'll know more as more progresses, as we get more details. I'll keep my eye, and our mods will keep our eye. All our hawks out there that are my moderators will keep their eye on the story. If anything cool develops or anything interesting develops, we'll run back. We'll run back. Jay, this is the verdict. And you're late. You missed the verdict, Jay. Jay, you missed the verdict. We will run back and oh, yeah, he couldn't figure out how to stop that. Thanks, Mandy. Yeah, I think I figured it out. I couldn't remember which one it was called. Like I figured it was the cheer. That's what it was. Because what it does, Mandy, is that if you just press on it, like and just kind of thinking that you like hit it once and then it stops, it actually just keeps playing like on a loop, never ending. So I appreciate that. Thanks for playing that in my ear. And my headphones, that noise, that sound effect is so loud. It literally almost throws me into convulsions every time it plays. So all right, y'all. I love you. Jay, it's good to see you. The loop is awful, dude. I hate the loop. So we'll keep our eyes peeled for Diddy. Did he do it? Did he do it? Did he do it? Did he do it? Did he do did he do it? Did he do it? See, I don't even want to do that because people are going to be like, "Where's the next Avery? Where's the next Avery?" Which, by the way, New Garcia is, I think, done being edited by Darren, and that should be dropping in our Patreon tonight. And he fell way behind on the our Delphi stuff, which I was not aware of how far behind he was. I just walked into a hilarious shit show looking for Bob's Diddy take. What's up, Chris? What's up, dude? You could have jumped on with me, man. You could have jumped. I love hilarious. Oh, look, I got all the homies in here. We got Raul Ketchlisk is in here, who's I'm super excited. Him and Jessica for Justice got a thing. It's about to pop. It's about to pop. Raul, Jay and I'll have to have y'all on so you guys can promote your stuff because we know that y'all are legit victims advocates. So I'm excited for that. I'm excited to see what y'all are bringing to the table. And you're fam. So we'll be supporting the hell out of you on that thing. All of us will. You can count on me, Jay, the boys over at Publicly Buzz, Joey Jackalone, the fam. And of course, Shans. Like just because I say Shans last, I don't want anybody to ever think that I'm forgetting Shannon. Because I like Shannon's unforgettable, number one. But I just tend to like I think her channel's the newest to the party. So I feel like I've got to do something special for Shannon to get her because her channel's great. Her channel's great. I love her channel. And it's like the only thing I wish I could change about Shan's channel, which I get why she is that she goes on Saturday night. I'm like doing shit. It's like I'm trying not to be on YouTube on Saturdays, so it's like I always have to watch, and I always watch it, but I always watch it replay crew. But I'd like to be there live because I like to support my people, and I like to be on there. So all right, y'all, I'll quit boring the shit out of you. Have yourselves a happy Monday evening. Like I said, if anything amazing happens on this Diddy thing, I'll jump back. Like I also said, my plan is to hop on with Jay tomorrow for his Daybell. We want to talk shit about Chad, like all of us do. All of us want to talk, like we want to talk shit about the storm. You know what I'm saying? We all want to talk shit about the storm tomorrow night. And Jay's got a great guest on. So if my or if my Wi-Fi is good enough for me to stream out of there, I'll definitely be joining Jay. I don't know if I'll come on for the whole time, but I'm definitely going to hit it up because I want to hang with my boy for a minute. So check for that tomorrow, and then I'll probably be off duty until Friday. But so I'm glad I could have jumped on and let you guys know what's up. Obviously, I'll be tweeting and stuff like that. I'll be keeping an eye on the case that never sleeps. I kind of feel like I should do a live about Delphi, over the next day or two. Maybe I'll do a video. Maybe I'll do a video and throw that up. something like that. But at any rate, thank you all for joining me. I love you all. Thank my mods for being here on No Notice per usual. Thank you, my brother Jay, for popping in. Thank you, Raul and Catch List for popping in. And thank you for. It looks like we got a couple of. We got a new member, Carly Rooks. Carly, I thought you were a member. I'm like thankful. Oh, family hug. Bab. We couldn't hear the audio. I'm sorry, Meg. Someday I'll figure that shit out. But what I'm telling you, we didn't miss anything. It was like two people that have no fucking idea what they're talking about. Oh, there's man. There's a lot of guys that are walking around the house, and now we're speculating about what it could be. Like, I mean, that was it. Like, you didn't miss shit. All right, so that's it. I love you guys. Thank you, because without you, you know what I'd be? I'd just be an old man talking about breaking cases. Oh, by the way, just so you all know, I wish I could show them the 50s diner booth came today for the morning drop. I'm super excited. All right, y'all. Thanks. Because without you, I'm just an old man talking about old and new cases. Talk to you next time. See ya.